Can it wait?
Mute. Mute the thing. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Hello and welcome back to Joyless Gaming and Fallout 4 Survival. I'm thirsty. It's time for me to do something I've never done before, and that is to go and retake the castle for the... There's a water fountain here. Retake the castle for the Minutemen. I've never done that. It's a thing I'm finally going to do. And is that already saved as my... Yep. Alright. Is Preston going to be there, or is he staying around here? You know what, who cares? Let's just do this thing. So first I have to get there. Wait a minute. Am I carrying too... I'm carrying a lot. Why am I carrying so much? I'm not carrying any junk items. Must be carrying lots of food and magazines. That's the sort of thing I really should have done at a different time. Store that. Okay.
When I was younger.
Yeah. I don't, is it food? Is it ammo? Possibly, although I'm not carrying that much ammo. Carrying a lot of shotgun shells. I'm probably going to use a lot of those in retaking the castle. I'm just going to take some drugs and run around. Take some psycho jet, probably. And shotgun everything. Which is part of the beauty of shotguns using the rifleman perk. So they get armor penetration. As well as lots of extra damage when they already do a lot of damage anyway, so... I'm pretty sure it's Maya lurks, mostly, at the castle. I've only seen a little bit of footage associated with it, but I've never actually done it myself. I considered, dragging Preston along, although he may be there waiting anyway. But then it occurred to me that I don't really care about being Preston's friend. I'm the lone wanderer. I'm the sole survivor. I'm just me, this guy. I don't even bring dog meat along anymore. Not after I lost him outside the glowing sea and had to go back and find him again. That was actually quite annoying. That gunfire. Did I do good? Yeah. And I'm starting to think I might be close to being just over this whole Fallout 4 survival thing. Might discontinue this soon. I was only sort of like doing it to get me to play on survival and see some stuff, and not a lot of people watch it. I don't blame them. But yeah, it's I've seen what survival is like, but aside from doing stuff that I don't need to be on survival to do, it really just sort of highlights that it's the survival thing. It's just, you know, you put it on survival, it's a survival game. But, like, funnily enough, what separates this from, say, Fallout 76 is that this has got stuff to do other than play the survival experience. Even if you are playing on survival. It's got story missions and quests and characters and stuff. Also, it has, you know, you have an impact. Your changes can have permanence. I don't think anything has any permanence in 76. Even settlements that you build, they're not really settlements. They're just things that are like packed into your mobile camp, I think. I haven't even really bothered to find out. Most of what I've seen about 76 is just crap, so... As I said, you get the same experience in this game putting it on survival, except in this game you've also got characters and stories and people, you know? Bethesda might have done better making a Fallout 4 co-op mod. Load up one person's game and any permanent changes are only on that person's save. But, you know, if you had one person who was always, like, out of a pair of friends or something like that, it's going to be the host or something like that, then you can... It's okay, all the changes will be done on their game anyway. But, yeah, otherwise this is just sort of... There are things that are not working, there are things that are not fun. Like when I tried starting up the automatron, as soon as you run into some other robots, it's just fucking garbage. They obliterate you so easily. And I remember that being the problem even on normal. Not so much that I was getting obliterated, but the combat wasn't easy with the robots. They were tough. Tougher than regular enemies, and they were all over the place. Just, they didn't seem to obey the regular spawning rules. Like, you know, you've cleared an area so enemies won't respawn for a time. Beckish from lack of food. So, yeah, I may just sort of push on until I finish the story. In a few weeks or something like that, and finish up the series, you know, just sort of... It's like, do this, but then maybe after that go back to doing some story missions. Siding with the Railroad. And or the Minutemen. Now, I think I've already started siding with the Railroad. As I said, that discovery made me realize why they have you go and set up a settlement for the faction so that you can side with them for the story. I mean, you, by default, you have a settlement for the Minutemen, which is Sanctuary. I think the Brotherhood make you set up a settlement next to the airport. And, yeah, the Railroad has you set up Mercer Safe House. But, yeah, it looks like it would not be really any fun to try and do Automatron. Just robots would start spawning everywhere, making this a lot more annoying to play. And Nuka World doesn't seem to want to work. Obviously broke something. Nuka World just doesn't want to let me start the quest. Won't let me listen to Nuka Radio. And I don't know if I want to do I mean, Miller family. Who's the Miller family? Okay. Probably arose out of the thing when I put up the booster tower in this area. Where's the other corpse I just created? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of super mutants there. That thing's going down. It was pointing me this way, so I figured I probably would just go along the freeway. Yeah, so as I was saying, I don't think I want to do Far Harbor either, because there's a lot of exploration on that. As is Nuka World, I suppose, but I've never done Nuka World. So I was interested in looking at it, but this just doesn't want to seem to work. And, you know, I managed to somehow fuck up the Thingamy quest line as well, the Cabot family quest line. You know, I was going to do that, but I fucked up. Got broken, got bugged. And I would have to change the difficulty setting to access the... I'd have to change the difficulty setting to access the console to update the quest log so that I can finish it and continue the quest line, so that I could then go and put the setting back on survival, and you know, it's just why bother? Oh, brothers and sisters.
This area is under our protection.
That's nice.
Can you believe synths are replacing humans with exact duplicates? Makes me sick.
The synths aren't doing it, the Institute is doing it. It's not like the synths have much of a choice in the matter. That's part of the issue. I may be going about this the wrong way, or approaching this from the wrong angle. Eep. Gwinnett Brewery, please. Okay. And so that's where the castle is. Where's Quincy? Quincy's down this way, though, isn't it? Or is it this way? Yeah, it's near Jamaica Plain, so Quincy's like here, I think, or down this way. Shouldn't be too far from this map marker, so let's find this map marker. So, here we go. It's a really crowded suburb here. All the makeshift paths all over the things. Yeah, I suppose the castle could only fall to something within, couldn't it? Because if this thing is on the way, it's basically a death trap maze you could set up. That's the castle. I wonder if they're, like, the whole point of, you know, holding off on this, because you don't have to do it immediately, is that maybe you can have a bigger attack force to approach. So Preston is here, so it was fine to not look for him. Stimpack, yeah, Stimpacks, I'll have those. Don't need fusion cells or 45s, but whatever. Okay, hello Preston.
Everyone's here, General. There it is. Pretty impressive, huh? Its real name is Fort Independence, but the Minutemen always just called it the castle. Now you can see why I wanted to take it back.
Definitely. For 600 years old, it's in pretty good shape.
That's right. They don't make them like they used to. We take this place back, people will know we mean business. Our primary objective is to clear the courtyard. That's where we should see the most opposition. The wall on this side is the most exposed. But if we circle around south, we could also reach the main gate.
What are we waiting for? Let's just get in there and shoot those lobsters.
No. If we split up, we can flank them from both sides. It'll be like shooting fish in a barrel.
Why not let them come to us? We set up a firing line on this side and you can draw them out.
Well, General, what do you think?
Yeah, if I draw them out.
Set up a firing line, and I'll draw them out.
Sounds good. We'll hold back and wait for them to come to us.
Yeah.
Just don't get yourself trapped in there. All right, people. You heard
And
the
don't
general.
don't get
Let's
yourselves
move out.
killed.
Try not to draw their attention until we're in position.
Okay. Now, look at that sunset. Come on. Come to me, lobsters.
Let's do this.
Actually, they're horseshoe crabs, aren't they? There's another one.
Better to save our ammo, don't you think?
What? I did.
Let's get this over with. Museum. Damn. Looks like they've been nested. We're gonna have to take out these eggs. They'll be back before we know it.
Looks like the hold up is.
Who vanished?
You hold here in the courtyard and take care of any eggs you find. The general and I will clear the walls.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this, General.
This is what these sorts of things are useful for. Thought they'd be more useful than that. What's being shot? What the fuck are you shooting at me? They're dead, they're broken, they're not there anymore. What's my current doohickey? Destroy egg clutches, and then, okay, there's some up there. And outside, okay. And in here, right. Wait, what? Why have I got triple... Stimpak. I did not... Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you so much. I fucking moved the mouse up and you... Ugh. Parasite... Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Just fuck you so much. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Shit, 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 shit. We haven't done it yet.
All right, good work, people. But we aren't done yet.
No, we're not.
Have a look at the radio to see what's the rest. Any remaining Mirelurks or eggs you find. Let's go see if there's anything left of the old transmitter.
Oh, guns and bullets.
Once I power this up,
Well,
we'll be ready to
It
broadcast.
could be worse. See what you can do with it. I'm gonna go see what else is left around this old place.
The fuck's this guy's problem? Okay, you know what? I don't have anything. I'm gonna have to scrap a whole bunch of stuff. If there's anything I can scrap. Is there anything I can scrap? There's guard towers. Alright. Is that all I'm going to be able to get from this? Wood. I can make some furniture. And that guy's just going mental. Oh. Hello. There's a water purifier. There's no power, so you need power for the water purifier. And you'd need power for tower. Alright.
Is it over?
No, it's not over. Clearly not over. Shit, almost walked off the edge there. I mean, I've got tons of shotgun ammo. And it will actually clear some of my carry capacity. Queen Wirelope meat is a different thing, eh? I probably did know that, but just forgot it. It's very wasteful, but... Destroyed artillery. Well, I can't do anything with it, so I may as well scrap it. Okay. Oh, power. No, I wanted to go back and then... Well, there's a cooking station. And... you have to turn the light on. There's another thing that dropped and it's disappeared into the... So that's the thing, this is clearly like the mess. By which I mean the place where you eat. A military base. Not, messes in clutter. Plenty of wood, but there's not a lot of anything else, is there? First aid station. Hmm. So they've already got a lot of this stuff sort of set up, haven't they? Hmm. Is that because I've never really done Minutemen specific stuff? I've done a lot of settlement building and stuff in previous games, but I've not actually done Minutemen questline stuff. So there's a lot of this stuff after this. Just like rebuilding or something. Does this get fixed up as time goes on? Okay, there are beds. That's something. Ah. 5 beds, okay. Starting with as little as that. If I assign some people to defense, that will improve my defenses, obviously. I've got, one of these. Let's get some defenses built up. So they were not being attacked immediately. Yeah. There's more than 3 of these things, I know that. There we go. 12. So there's at least... Yeah, 6 makes sense. That feels about right. Alright, so power is what I need. I don't think I can build anything though, can I? So they did make, yeah, the small and medium ones are free. Is that enough power for it? Does it require more? Requires 10. Okay, so we need another... Preston loved that. Well, good for him. 3 people, that's not including Preston, so...
Wow, we really did it. I've been watching the Minutemen fall to pieces for so long, this is really sad. Now we've got to pay off on what we've started. Bring the whole Commonwealth together and make it last this time. So, you know, back to business. But with Radio Freedom up and running, we can broadcast alerts to you anywhere, anytime. Which reminds me, I've got another trouble spot for you to check
Achievement,
out.
taking independence.
I'll mark it on your map. Go find out what they need. We could use more settlements supporting our cause.
So does he just stay here, or does he go back to Sanctuary?
Howdy, General.
Howdy. Radio Freedom. Right, okay. Now it's, this is for the water, well this is for everything. But it will connect to the water, I think. And the lights, by the looks of it, if I'm correct. Where was the water again? Out that way. And I forget how much that needs. It's enough for the water, okay. It only needs 5 then to produce 40. Really? It only needs 5 to produce 40 water. It's a lot of water. Now we need some food. Do I have food?
Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Attention Minutemen. News has come to us of a settlement that needs our help. If you are in the area, please respond.
Nordhagen Beach, okay. You're assigned to the radio. Oh, so I need another person to do the food. Because I don't think I can build a lot of automated defenses at the moment. Oh no. Okay. I don't know where the attacks come from. That is a bit of a problem, but I think the main areas to defend are these weak points. These holes in the wall. Although maybe not that one. Let's put a turret up there. Holy shit, this just doesn't end. Oh, there is a guard post there. Anyway, that's not enough defense. Even with that, that's still not enough defense because I am producing too much water and not enough and no food, so that will still be too much. They really don't let you rest up on this things to do they? So is that like sort of it as far as should I build a recruitment beacon? Or will there end up being more recruits here as time goes on? I'm not sure. Let's build some more beds just in case.
This is Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. It's 1 a.m. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Only 3 people, 2 of them are on defense. Yeah. 2 of them are on defense, and that's still not quite enough defense. Well, if more do show up as time goes on, they will start tending to the food, so I think by default. But I've got so much mute fruit with me, yeah. I should, oh, mute fruit plantation. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Alright, I'll need to build more beds as time goes on, I guess. Save the game. I'm tired from lack of sleep, even though I just had a nap. Right, so I gotta deal with these 3 things, and it's just gonna give me more. Somerville Place, Nordhagen Beach, Warwick Homestead. Warwick Homestead, really?
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Properly fed. I went past the border. Which one's this? Somerville Place. Where's that? It's ages away. There's one in Warwick Homestead. Bloody hell. I'm gonna make my way there. So yeah, Preston does count as a person, so he must have gone back to Sanctuary. Don't know if I want to go about this, but this is something that might make more people show up. And if this is the... Whoa, shit. If this is the extent of the sort of progression of the Minutemen quest line, it's just retake the castle and then it's business as usual, then that's kind of pointless.
Sweet.
It's pretty, turned out to be pretty straightforward to retake the castle. It's a bit of a letdown. I even managed to do it on survival. Without even sticking to my usual game plan of being stealthy. I suppose it speaks to the general usefulness of what the Minutemen questline is good for. It gets you exploring. Constantly sending you to new places because they need your help. Probably never ends. I think I read something that somebody was saying that it does end, but you have to do a fuckload of work to basically get to a point where it stops being, oh, you know, I've instantly got something else for you to do. Not so much that, you know, like, it never gets to the point where there's nothing left to do. It's just it occasionally can get to the point where, oh, I don't immediately have something for you to do. Hello, Cricket.
Everyone wants a piece of what I got.
Too many miles on the road.
Hey, Cricket.
At least
Better
the
buy my
pay
big
is
guns
terrible.
now, because you bet your ass your enemies will.
Hello, Bionic Worm.
Let's see what you have.
Just think how damn good it'll feel holding one of these.
I won't be holding anything, Cricket. I'm selling you stuff of mine. You probably don't even have much to sell. Actually, I have almost nothing to sell. Oh, crappy ammo that I don't need, like 38s. 10 mils. 5.56s. Just the rest of that's crap, but I'll hang on to it for nostalgic reasons, I guess. I don't know.
Mr. Warwick.
They kidnapped my friend.
It's okay. You just need to tell me what happened.
They said they'd be back for the ransom in a few days. If I don't pay up, they'll kill him. But I don't have that kind of money.
350 caps.
Do you know where they took him?
I'm pretty sure. I'll mark it on your map. We asked the Minutemen for help, but I didn't really think anyone would come. Just bring him back safe, okay?
Drug den? What? What? The hell? There's a drug den at the USS Constitution? Now, while I'm here, while I'm in the area, I'm going to find a location that I've never seen in any playthrough of the game. This fucking thing out here. I think it's called Spectacle Island. And hell, if I'd known how much of a letdown it would be to go and retake the castle, would have done it last week. Those trees just pop in. Holy shit, the water's glowing. Or is that me? No, that's the water glowing. I think there's a bobblehead here somewhere. Okay, I mean, yes, a raider, but more interestingly, a dead raider. Oh, my lurks, of course. Hey. Those Mirelurks are everywhere. Infestation of crabs. Holy shit. Oh, that's interesting. I should have known. Where's my psychojet? That's a rock. Oh. That might have been a bit much. Yeah, the psychojet might have been a bit much. So now the island has power. Got a ship's engine to power everything up. Like I said, I've never been here before. Ever. It's not just new to this playthrough. It's new to me. Okay, something's following me around trying to kill me.
That's it.
Fucking hell. Spending this episode going against my usual methodology, which is to sneak around and snipe everything. Really? Climb up this fucking thing for a kitchen scale? Really? Is that it? No. That thing's jumping out of the mud at me. Making me jump because I wasn't expecting things to pop out of the mud. Really should expect things to pop out of the mud though. If it's Mirelurks, that's what they do. The fuck is with you people? Got a shipment of upright mannequins. Yeah, that's.
Nice.
Huh. What? Oh, right, they're closing. They were open. They were animated as being open. And after I moved the mouse away from them, they were closing.
Got it.
Alright. Circle around the island before we go into the middle. Is this where the workshop is? Because I saw a big thing in the middle. I was going to go there last, but if this is where the workshop is... Oops. No, not where the workshop is. Is it in here? No, it's like a whole hydroponics type area. Leveled up, did I? Not even sure what perks I want. Yeah. I don't know, I'll hang on to it for now. Alright, I think I've done most of the circumnavigating. Well, that was anticlimactic. That was Legendary Mirelurk Deep King. Not just a Mylurk king, a Mylurk deep king, or a deep Mylurk king. Still not cleared. This is where I approached from, isn't it? Yeah, and I went past this way. Okay, so let's go up in here. Check the interior of the island. Oh, look, Razor Claw. Hunter. Where's the Razor Claw? You gonna come out of there or what? Okay, that's the workshop. Signal checklist. Let it go. I mean, did it make it run away? Flee the island? Well, it doesn't say cleared, but I've not used the thing yet, so it probably doesn't say cleared for... many reasons. Come back here. Making them cowardly or docile, something like that. Still not technically cleared. $20 power, 3 water, no people or beds or food, lots of potential resources. It's funny because this is a settlement that can be put onto a Crabs. Why am I doing this? That was weird. So I take it what happened was the Mirelurks got into the boat, fucked up the generator, and took over the island because they were not being repelled by whatever that was. Repelled or calmed. It's not really getting anything done, is it? Alright. So, fine. Bucket, let's go. We have found Spectacle Island. And mostly cleared it. Water. Regular noodle cup. Okay. I'll save my game. I wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for the Aqua Boy perk. think if I don't get immediately lumped with new ones, I might just do these 3 that were given to me. And then call it a night, or a day, afternoon, evening, episode, edition, whatever. And then probably just go back to doing the story next week, and maybe finish off the story in the next couple of weeks. And maybe then call it quits for this series. Like I said, I originally just started doing this as a way to sort of get me to try playing on survival, so I could make a stream out of it, and I've done that for over a year, and yep, it's a survival game, survival experience, but it doesn't add much. I mean, it adds panic. The sleeping, eating, and drinking is not... I mean, they're nuisances at worst. And just a thing that you need to make sure you keep track of at best. I mean, it's not really anything terribly special. The bothersome part of it, or the really notable difference, is the fact that you have to sleep to save. It really lets you know why they put so many beds and sleeping bags and shit all over the place on the map. Rather like why there's so many power armor crafting stations around the place, because if you were going to play in power armor, you're going to need to just fix it quite often. Which is yet another nuisance thing that I don't really feel like adding, so never really bothered spending much time playing in power armor. Biggest bother being that you need to keep finding fusion cores, which I think because they're technically ammunition in anything other than survival, I think they're weightless. I think. I know they definitely have weight in survival because they are ammo. Oh, okay. I didn't even know this was a thing. Drug den. Huh. I guess that's why there's normally raiders that hang around out here. Making that noise. Oh, is that somebody token? A missile launcher. In this place, they actually have missiles on them. So they were
playing games with me, huh?
Oof, pardon me, equipped to use that. This is getting a bit bothersome. I really need to pee. Be back in a minute. Oh dear. Okay. That was pretty straightforward.
Please, you've got to help me.
Don't worry. I'm here to rescue you.
Oh my God. Thank you. Let's go.
Yeah, I can't carry that. Oh no, actually I could carry that. Can't use it. Because missiles weigh a lot. Come on, mate. I don't have to lead you all the way back there, right? He's pretty damn distant. But considering where I am, I go and talk to the lot at Nordhagen Beach about their problem, because that's not too far away. I said ghoul problem, so that means I have to go somewhere else. And they'll just make that settlement side with me, and I'll have to build stuff at their settlement. Bloody hell. To build defenses and stuff, and I don't generally carry enough stuff with me to... Do I have to walk you all the way back there?
Let's trade.
Okay.
Do I seriously have to walk you all the way back to work? Fuck! Ah. He's already stuck. Will you get yourself home? If he's going to get himself home, then I can run off, and he will sort of like despawn and go in his own way. Something with the queen. Violet Queen steak, extra endurance. Grilled Queen Nukalok. Oh, Nukalok, that's a different thing. Grilled Nukalok, so that's just... Okay, so it's the Milo Queen steak is the only thing I can do with the Milo Queen meat. I think. Alright. Why am I suddenly carrying too much? You're telling me that... Oh, it makes 2. It makes 2, and they weigh 1. I had 10, and now I've got 20 of these. And they weigh 1 each. Fuck. Got any booze I can waste? You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to Bunker Hill. Going to sell this missile launcher. And I can't get this in there this way. Why the fuck can't I get in there this way? Yeah, he seems to be getting himself home, so as long as I stay away from him, he'll despawn and get himself home. Because normally what you would do is fast travel. Can't do that.
Hey, Carla.
Hey there. Trading?
Sure.
But that's the thing, is that I was saying what downsides of playing on survival. The lack of fast travel isn't really one of them, because the number of times you have to sit through a fucking long loading screen when you fast travel, it does make it a bit more annoying, because you'll have to focus on where you are and doing things in close proximity, but it doesn't really take that long to get across the map on foot. I don't need gamma rounds. I probably want some junk that's going to get me things like gears and oil and circuitry. I always want duct tape, I always want adhesive and stuff like that. Fuse, copper and glass, that's another good thing to have. Oh yeah. Circuitry, I don't need a shipment of circuitry. Oil though. More damage to humans. You know, I don't use melee weapons. Movement while aiming? Nah, don't need that. We can scrap that pistol. I've got so many caps. Doesn't matter.
The pressure in the air is causing people friction.
Right.
Let me just give you some painkillers. Here, just take one every few hours.
Thanks, Doc.
Is that important? Right, so I get back down to Warwick Homestead, because, actually no, I was going to go to, because now that I've cleared some inventory space, yeah, Norwegian Beach. Go by there, and then depending on where they want me to go, but, I mean, this really is why people hated Preston. Because you do one of these things for him, he gives you another one, and you can't say no to it. Sometimes if you don't do them, it sort of ends up negatively impacting your sort of reputation or something. Like if you don't defend a settlement. It's different if you don't defend a settlement, but if you fail to defend a settlement, you know, it's not good. Sometimes you just sort of leave these missions for too long. It's not like the problem solves itself. It's more that they recognize the problem was never solved. Which doesn't ultimately matter because there's no, you know, karma or reputation system in the game anyway. The only place where they have that is in the main story, and that's just determined by which faction you side with. Side with the Institute, you make pretty much everyone hostile. That isn't the Institute. Side with the Brotherhood, and you make the Institute and I think the Railroad hostile. Really, the only way you get away without making other people hostile, aside from the Institute, is to side with the Minutemen. I think.
You're with the Minutemen, right?
The Minutemen are always happy to help. What did you need?
A pack of feral ghouls have holed up nearby, and some of them have started wandering out lately.
You see?
If more of them start wandering out this way, we may be overrun. We need someone to clear them out.
I'm on it.
Fen Street Sewer. You say nearby. There's an armed settlement right next to there. There's no way that they're the fucking problem. You're telling me that your problem is over here. Your problem here is coming from over here. The fact that they get all the way to your place without being bothered by all of the raiders and super mutants and the other settlements along the way. Yeah, right. Actually, no, I think, now that I think about it, I think the only way that you can fuck up by not doing these quests is if you accept them and they tell you they want you to go and take out these super mutants or ghouls or whatever, and then you don't do that. I think that's the one that ends up being fucked up, whereas otherwise, if you never go and talk to the people, it never starts, so you never get penalized for that. Rather like how you don't have to do anything. To start with, you don't have to do the first step, which I didn't do until a couple of weeks ago, or last week. It was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, so it's, yeah, because I was assigned these by Preston and the radio while I was at the castle. So yeah, it just sort of seems like if this is the extent of the Minutemen quest, is retake the castle so that you don't actually have to go back to Preston to get new quests. You really didn't think that through. There's an awful lot of repeatable, radiant, MMO-style quests in this thing to just level up with XP and everything like that, and it's not great game design. Because you end up going back to the same places. I have on one of my other characters that I've played, like when I was playing this more often a couple of years ago, I ended up running around and clearing out so many places, because even on normal, when you clear out a location, it doesn't respawn enemies for ages. And I was doing a lot of these Radiant quests to level up, because I was trying to get more perk points and everything to try different, basically different weapons, because that's the only thing that affects the playstyle, is getting different weapon type perks leveled up. And there's the castle. Maybe while I'm nearby I should see if there are new people here. But yeah, so I with this other character, I was doing so many of these Radiant quests for the same factions usually, that I ended up being sent to a place that I had already cleared out to collect a thing. And I was sent to collect a thing from a place that was already cleared, so I didn't even have to fight any enemies to get to the thing I had to retrieve to bring back. because it was one of the, I think it was for the Brotherhood, and was, you know, go and pick up this thing that's in this place. Because pretty much, for the most part, the two kinds you get for the Brotherhood are fetch this piece of tech, which is just a thing, just a MacGuffin, really. Fetch this piece of tech and return it, or go and kill all these things in this area and return. And it was, yeah, fetch this piece of tech in a place that was already cleared, so there were no new enemies. I just had to go to the bloody chest and retrieve it. But that's, I mean, that's sort of funny. It's really annoying with the Minutemen, because it's constantly, oh, I just saved you from ghouls, now I have to save you from super mutants, or now I have to save somebody who was kidnapped. But yeah, so no wonder they give you the thing to retake the castle so early, because it's just meant to make it easier for you to accept new Minutemen quests.
I don't know how to thank you for that rescue you pulled off.
Just remember that this is all thanks to the Minutemen.
We know. That's why we support the Minutemen. You can always count on us to help out down the road.
Bottle caps. Talk to Preston Garwood, because he's the one who gave me that one. Yeah. Alright. Raider troubles. Yeah, okay. Let's save the game first. You lot don't mind if I use one of your beds, right? Should sleep for longer because I'm overtired now. So this is across the map at the southern end. A lot of this is made a bit more difficult because I don't have high charisma, so I don't have local leader or anything. Whoa! Holy shit. Wait a minute, is that Quincy? Is that Quincy? Yeah, that must be Quincy, so that's a lot further south. But yeah, part of the thing of whole repeatable quests for XP to level up and all this sort of stuff and make the game all grindy and everything is that Bethesda has this design philosophy that they've had for a while of, well, except for Fallout 3, which is an outlier, funnily enough, where they basically design their games with the intent that you can do everything with one character. Which is basically why their games don't have role-playing in them, because they don't want you to be restricted from playing different factions and what have you. That's why it's interesting when there are times that they kind of allowed that, like how in Skyrim you can pick a side in the Civil War, for one thing, and you can also you can destroy the Dark Brotherhood instead of joining them. But that's about it. You can't really otherwise roleplay. But as I say, like Fallout 3 was a bit of an outlier because they actually had a level cap. And while there was actually a level cap in Oblivion, and there was a level cap in Skyrim originally as well, like the level cap in Oblivion was simply because once you had maxed out all of your attributes, or you'd maxed out all your skills, basically whichever one came first. Although it was usually maxing out your skills, because that's how you leveled up your character, was by leveling up your skills. But once all your skills were maxed out, you couldn't level up your character anymore. So there was no fixed level cap, whereas like in Fallout 3 it was level 20 in the base game, and it was level 30 after Broken Steel. I think it was level 30. I never actually played Broken Steel. I think this is Suffolk County Charter School, yeah. So, but even then, Fallout 3 still had the semblance of all of being able to do everything with one character, because of the skill books that were around. There were 25 skill books for each skill, which gave you one skill point. Or if you had a certain perk, they'd give you 2 skill points. And you got a perk every level, which means you could get 19 perks. And a lot of the perks in Fallout 3 were just skill points. They just gave you skill points. They didn't give you any sort of special effect or anything like that. They just gave you skill points. So they still had this element of max out every skill for any character, can just maximize their skill points and everything. And a lot of the skill points, a lot of the skills were combat oriented in some way anyway. Mercenaries shouldn't be hostile, right? It was green. Yeah, so there was a lot of...
Sorry, don't have anything to sell. I'm on my way to Vault 81 to restock. Maybe you can find what you need there.
I panicked. Well, I'm glad I saved it where I homestead. Now I've got to fill all that space again. Talking about problems with Bethesda game design. I mean, it does make it easier for them to not have to come up with role-playing and the writing and everything like that if they design it so that one character can do everything. But it does make the game boring in terms of design. I mean, I can't count the times, because I didn't keep count, mainly. Can't count the number of times I've restarted any of their games just to try playing a different way before, and giving up after not very long, before realizing it doesn't really let you play a different way. And like the Elder Scrolls games sort of really have that built in, where you would think that they could make it have meaning because of different races that you can play as. But it doesn't make a lot of difference. Especially as time went on, you know, as you get to Skyrim and there's even less reason. In fact, you know, just for the people who get all analytical about things, when you get to Skyrim and all there is the difference between the sort of any sort of passive things they have and their like active racial skill or something. From a numerical standpoint, some are just objectively better, which is not really what you want to go doing. And some of the ones that, you know, by the time you get to Skyrim, you've got ones that have got certain things unique to them that are kind of inherited from the lore about their race, but is kind of irrelevant in Skyrim the game. Like poison resistance. Or even being able to breathe underwater, you know, like Argonians can breathe underwater, but that doesn't really mean much in Skyrim. The game, not the location, I mean the game. Rather like there are people who don't rate the Aqua Boy perk in this game very highly because there aren't heaps of places with water, but frankly I find it to not be about being able to breathe underwater. It's more about not being irradiated from water, which on survival is a very good thing. But in Skyrim, playing an Argonian, I mean, there's not much point playing an Argonian. You get poison resistances and breathing underwater, neither of which is terribly important to the game. But, you know, something that's like, for in all of the games, all of the Elder Scrolls games, playing as a Breton, having magic resistance is very significant and very useful. Yeah, okay. And, you know, speaking of Bethesda and role-playing, I mean, the one time that I think that you could say that they attempted that, which was in Fallout 3, it was so limited. It's like you can be nice to everyone, or you can be mean to everyone. And we'll determine that right at the beginning of the game and pretty much have that stick with you for the rest of the game. It's like, you know, do you save Megaton or do you destroy Megaton? You save it, you get all this positive karma, and then a bunch of bad guys are out for you through the rest of the game. Or you can destroy Megaton and then have a bunch of good guys out for you for the rest of the game. Had I not already found this place? I feel like I found this on a different... This must have been ages ago. I think I did find it, and then I died afterwards without it being saved. Or am I thinking of a place that was... No. It surely was this place. It was... Yeah. I think I must have found it and then died and decided not to go past it again. There was nobody here at the time, though.
Did the Minutemen send you?
Yes, I'm here to help. What's going on?
There's a group of raiders that won't leave us alone.
Hi,
Stealing our
Doc.
food and supplies, threatening us if we can't give them what they want. We know where they're coming from.
At least it's
but we can't
actually
stand
close
up for
by-ish.
Don't worry. I'll take care of those raiders for you.
And there's normally raiders there anyway, so...
We didn't know what to do.
Okay, can I use a bed? Need to save the game. Even though I'm just getting tireder and tireder. Ooh, albino and glowing. Sorry, Radstags, I could do with your meat. It's very good for practical purposes. Oh, there were 2 glowings? Legendary glowing. Boxing glove, eh? Nice. Okay. But even actually thinking still further about the role-playing elements and what have you, even in this, why they have the factions that you can side with, I mean, there's one faction that doesn't necessarily really go against the others. I'm pretty sure it's the Minutemen is the one that you can side with, and they don't... I don't think they turn on the Brotherhood, and they certainly don't turn on the Railroad, because what would they have against them if they even knew they existed? But that only comes up as part of the main story, and doesn't really have any meaning outside of that. I mean, even the whole settlement system thing, it's by default associated with the Minutemen. Just because of Preston and Sanctuary. Even though you can actually skip meeting Preston. It's obviously scripted that you're supposed to, because you get the quest from Behemoth? Okay. You get the quest from Codsworth to go and investigate Concord. And that leads you to, well, it leads you to Concord. You don't have to do that, but I think, funnily enough, that sometimes does end up being a failing, or I consider it a failing too, that along with this whole, you can do everything with one character, it's like you don't even have to do any particular things. We're gonna make everything linear, but we're gonna make it so you can skip it. So we're not even going to bother trying to tell a coherent and consistent story, because we'll just let you skip it. And I don't like that. That's actively trying to not have control over your storytelling, narrative. Alright, anyway. Get in here and clear these guys out. So there's just Minutemen wandering around, that's nice. Didn't even need to kill all of these Minutemen, Raiders. Kill the Minutemen. No, I don't even need to kill them all, I just need to kill the one that's being marked. Alright. So these guys respawned a while back. Cleared this location ages ago and then eventually respawned. Okay. Okay. That didn't die as quickly as I wanted it to. Little. Have you seen me? I accidentally made my character morbidly obese. He was just supposed to be fat. I need a stim pack. Heal up my limbs. Using a stealth boy? Nah, just looks that way. I'm just so good at sneaking. I can turn invisible. I cleared it again. Oh, actually, no, I cleared it because I killed the boss. One thing here that was the target. Night vision. Oh, yeah, bolt. No, thank you. Punishing pack stuffed chest piece. It's a raider chest piece. It weighs a lot, and I don't think it's worth it. It's not like I even really need all that much money. Oh yeah, that's right. Fucking behemoth here. I guess that's sort of, yeah, because that's Gunner's Plaza, I think. I guess it's sort of meant to be set up like in mockery of the castle. It really does seem like the main reason the Minutemen started falling apart was because of the lack of the castle. And that was because they couldn't defend it from giant crabs. A handful of us were able to retake it. Why the hell they couldn't defend it in the first place, I have no idea.
Did you have any luck with those raiders?
Yes.
I took care of those raiders for you.
Really? Well, that's the best news
Raiders
I've heard in a
don't
long
scare me.
time. By the way, we've talked about it. We decided to support the Minutemen.
I have to talk to
It's worth
Preston
giving another chance.
after that. So,
The only way we
basically,
can get better is if we stand together.
basically I should not turn any of these in to Preston, because he's just going to do the same thing again and give me new ones. Clear this out, see if I can put up some reasonable defenses. Probably not. Right. Actually... Ugh. Parasites. Yes, I need to do something about that. Blasted tree. Okay. That's... Oh no, there's a stump here. Okay, so... They've got food and water already. If anything, they've got too much food. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, 6. That makes 3 food. Okay, what else have they got that I can scrap so I can maybe build some defenses? Not much. Alright. 3 food, 3 water, 3 people, 3 beds. And for some reason it won't let me build... It probably won't let me build 2 of those. But as long as, you know, that would work. That's enough. Isn't it? But... I didn't press tab, that's why it didn't let me go. I can build guard towers, but that'll only get me 6 defense, which is exactly what it's producing. But that should be okay. Alright. Here's the thing, though. Can the kids be assigned? They can. Alright. Ooh. Okay. What's going on there? Is this...
Hey there. You look like someone who could use some talk. Man's best friend, right?
You've got a deal.
Oh, yeah. You sure? I mean, she's a great dog. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to sell her to anyone who isn't going to take good care of her.
I'm going to stick her here.
I'll take good care of her. Don't worry.
You know what? I changed my mind. I don't think I want to sell her just yet.
Okay. Just going to stick her here. And I thought for a second that the dog was assigned to this place, but... yeah, back to 3 food, because it should be. Right. So that technically should be fine. Save the game. And it's all report back to Preston. Isn't it? Talk to Preston. Talk to Preston. So let's go and do this one. Actually, let's not even bother going and doing that, but let's... For fuck's sake!
Fucking hide from me!
Where'd what's his face go with his dog? I mean, seriously, mate, did you just get yourself into trouble? Where the fuck is this? It's not a map location. Shit! Fucking mutant dragonfly. The hell is this a monument to? Oh dear. Alright, okay. Let's get myself to... I think to, you know, Hangman's Alley, that's it. I'm going to get myself there, I'm going to save it there. Get to Hangman's Alley, save at Hangman's Alley. Next week I will complete this thing and go and talk to Preston wherever he is, and he's going to give me a bunch of new ones that I'm not going to do. And then I think I'll start finalizing the story. Which means I'll have to start working at gathering the components to build this thing so I can get into the Institute. It's a fucking window. Why can't I shoot through it? It's a broken window. No, it's a Bethesda game. What it is a texture that looks like a broken window, but it's actually an impenetrable barrier. I'm just scared off those radstag. Well. Sorry, dear. Never managed to clear that for some reason. I was pretty sure that it's the kind of thing where eventually it should say cleared. Kill enough enemies around it, but I never seemed to find the last thing that was preventing it from being cleared. Or it just didn't spawn or what have you. Sometimes that can happen, I guess.
I buy and sell. Just put a...
No, I'm fine. I think. I think I need to unequip that because I was getting those equipped when I picked up more, even though I just want to... So, okay, I'm weary. That's worse than overtired, huh? Ah, this is where I am, yes. Okay. Okay. Alright, we should be able to get rid of this tiredness.
So it's true then? You're leading the Minutemen? Good for you. Great cause.
Yeah. Hell, it'd even make your job easier.
Probably not. Some guy came into town, said he picked up a weird distress call in the Cambridge ruins.
Clear the ghouls of the Fen Street sewers, isn't... That's... Yeah, now that I think of it, that's where there's that serial killer's den. It's now full of bones. Danny Sullivan? What are you doing out here? Bloody buggy game. Did I scrap that gun this time? I did. Let's cook up the cook the stuff. Sleep through the day, living the dream. No longer tired, it's just hungry. That's why I've got lower stuff. But that's the game saved. I think that's enough out of me for this week. See everybody next week for this, if anybody actually gives a shit. bye for now.